Hello guys, glad to have you on board again. Today we've got some breathing back into a Ripple overnight session. Some buyers are showing out of the woods. It's hard to say why. I don't even actually care about that. All I can tell is it's probably a market catalyst that's pushing us to the upside. Is this the first glimpse of a really forthcoming and strong bullish market out there? My answer will be possibly yes. For the major reason I told you, as long as we maintain those low and we don't make new lows on Ripple, any bullish reactivation could be the sign of a strong market reactivating. Could have been there, and I actually thought it would be at that time. Kind of, we fucked up some speculators first. Those who bought in here thinking we'll never go there again, they put their stop loss in this area. We just gone there, and there's no more sellers. All right, which means the only selling activity we've had back then were just speculators who got stopped out. So now the market is again back to some bullishness. We crossed over the previous market bottom, market top. That doesn't mean we're gonna go straight line to new historical highs or stuff like that, right? We could just be on some kind of weird triple top structure like that in this trend line. I don't nearly think it is, but if the alt season is about to begin, then Ripple will be probably a part of them. And I know some people may criticize the project or stuff like. I don't really care. All I can tell is that in the price structure, today I see some volume. I see a good candle with a bullish range opportunity, and as you can see, this range was pretty much a flat range, so I expect us to go to this area, range for a bit before breaking up and probably extract to the upside. I'm not targeting more than this area in here, because I would hardly think that we'll be able to manage going way higher than that. But still, that's a pretty fucking surge. It's almost 200%, no, 150% gain, approximately. All right. Oh, 250 gain. All right. So that could be a good gain. Still, does that really worth a buy? I would say this time, yes. There's no signals on the daily chart, so this is not where you trade this. I would suggest, for example, trading in this in a 4-hour context, and I would say wait for a breakout opportunity. As you can see in here, we're ranging. Those are range signals, but bullish range. So you've got everything you need for bullish breakouts or buying bullish ranges and stuff like that. So any retracement, I suggest, is something to be bought. So at the current time, any 60% retracement would definitely be a call to me in this area, but I rarely think that we would be this, because this really looks like a breakout candle. So I would say yes, a 38% fib retracement definitely would worth the shot with a decent risk-reward ratio, buying in here, putting the stop loss in there, and hoping for a price rising in the forthcoming days and weeks. Obviously, it comes out with a risk. There's absolutely no guarantee that anything will keep on pushing forward, but in a technical vision, everything just is positive to me. So I have my own let's say bias in there. I think those cryptos have some potential. They've been undervalued for quite some time, and they're just trying to breathe some life back in those bodies, in those dead bodies. So I'm not surprised they kind of reactivate, and I think they're good opportunities. This is why I caught the bottom, and I was just buying and holding because it was requiring a lot of patience and certainly not putting stop losses in the order books just to make sure not to be stopped out stupidly on some shadows like that. So yes, I think we're back in some business in here, but still, this is not about time to get in like for the Bitcoin, but probably if you want to try something out, probably out of the alts will provide much more interesting risk-reward ratios than the Bitcoin, who is pretty much overvalued at the moment to me. And to be honest, I'm even searching for eventually a bubble crashing structures. This really looks like a bubble. It's just short-term bubble. These are 4-hour, 1 hour, so these are not like speculative bubble or shorter time frame speculative bubble. All it says is that what we have in here is absolute parabolic scheme shit. people are buying this usual FOMO trade. All right, so it's oh, we're back in the business with the cryptos and stuff like that. We're targeting nothing, so we're buying because we don't know what to target. We're just buying because someone else will buy it higher. That's as stupid as ever, obviously. So I'm letting it go. I'm waiting for opportunities. I think this is definitely something like kind of a volatility breathing back in the market. We pull back to the trend channel in here, suggesting even if this is FOMO and parabolic looking like, I think it's mature, or very mature, and the risk limitation to go against that, I mean, selling the shit, kind of starts to rise interest in me. That doesn't mean I'm going to sell my Bitcoins, definitely not. But there are still some derivative contracts, and I can CFD trade that. So I'm definitely probably going to sell Bitcoins in a CFD purpose in the forthcoming days or hours. And I mean, look at that. That could be just it. In 5 fucking minutes, I'll be ready to sell Bitcoins. In this kind of context, I definitely want to sell this. I would like to have a breakout target first. That will be more convenient. Normally, I'm supposed to have a breakout attempt, like the bulls trying to be strong, getting a little range cross, you know, and I would just like sell and bam, waiting for the speculative burst. All right, this usual shit. All right, we fuck it up and then we retrace strongly and then we crash. All right, the crashing structure, it's just like what we've been trading, but it just in a shorter time frame. It's 1 hour in here, so it may last. Let's take the example out of the daily chart. So you've been living this, all right? You got through this, so you know how it feels. It goes freakingly rapidly higher, and it painfully and endlessly goes down afterwards. All right. So as for example, in here it took us 465 days. So it's, let's say, yeah, 1.5 years, 1.5 years to get to consolidate and terminate this shit. So imagine that in a 1 hour stuff, it could take 400 hours, 450 hours and something like that. So oh, let's get back to 1 hour, sorry. So if we were about to do such thing, all right, then it could be a consolidation lasting for, oh my God, it's just giving you a clue about the timing, not telling you this is when you need to buy. But it says, for example, June, all right? So we could be consolidating all through May and June before actually getting something to actually trade, all right? If we go speculative burst, all right? And that could be more than that, obviously. Oh my goodness, I think this signal is getting pretty fucking interesting. So it's risky, obviously, but I would say in a 4-minute scale, when this thing closes, it's definitely worth something. We're losing steam in here, and that's not good. All right, we can clearly see the parabolic scheme is kind of losing its shit. So it is hard to say at that moment. I'll wait for this candle to close, but I'll eventually do something. So anyway, I'm moving on for some other interesting stuff. I'm just going to note it down on some paper shit. So BTC short H1. I'm just going to have a look at this. It's no more than that. And I'm going to put an alert, actually. That feels like it is the most reliable stuff to do. I'm going to, oh shit, come here, baby. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take framework, and I want final access alerts, trend final access, BTC. So yeah, come over. So BTCUSD H1, trend final access. I just want to be alerted once at the candle close, and that's pretty much it. All right. So we'll know in 2.5 minutes. Regarding Ethereums and Ripples, I'm still targeting the same area. I mean, that Bitcoin going down doesn't even need to push other cryptos down. Like, remember, so many people tell me this, that if Bitcoin goes down, everyone will have to suffer. No, that doesn't nearly say that. What it can say is that people having Bitcoins and think they'll be much better invested and stored value in some other cryptos. That's purely this, and you're just going to do like ETH BTC trade, all right? Like you're going to trade your Bitcoins for Ethereum as an example, buying down this range bottom. If we have no bulls showing up in here, then yes, that means Ethereum will keep on losing value versus Bitcoin. But still, we could have a strong bullish reactivation in here. That wouldn't nearly surprise me. We'll just say, all right, the guys who have Bitcoins will just sell part of them to get Ethereums in return. Pure and simply, kind of an arbitrage, all right? Anyway, aside from this, what else am I watching closely at the moment? AUDNZD is getting to my interesting trading area. I don't even say this is a buy. All I'm saying is have a look at how this behaves in a short term in this nearby area. If we don't find support in here, then this will be the area. So if you do buy, be aware that it is either a very short stop loss and short-term trading in a bigger picture scenario, or you take it there in 4-hour context or 1-hour charts, and you take it with a large stop loss and you protect yourself out of the major lows. At the moment, I still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just waiting for a signal. Anyway, but I'm going to put alerts, by the way. I don't know if I did that already. Do I have alerts on AUDNZD? Not yet. Oh yeah, I've been putting an alert in there, and I think now I'm going to be doing a 1-hour alert instead. So yes, 1 hour seems to be good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take an range alert in there on framework. So yes, range alert. So it's AUDNZD H1 range alert. All right. You can see it's pretty easy. Yeah, well, we're going to make a video about that anyway. Some people have been mailing me about the possibility to make a video regarding the new alert system, but it's pretty easy. As long as you figured out the context you want to trade, you just put an alert for this context. And that doesn't mean when the alert triggers you have to do something. It just says when the alert's triggered, oh my goodness, means something is interesting regarding the context you highlighted. No more than that. Yeah, that's interesting, but still a little bit risky. What is the signal if we do have such? It's an overbought signal with a divergence. All right, that could be interesting actually. Let's have a look at the 15-minute, see if there is anything I can do with it. Alright, is there a 15-minute signal as well? Come on, show up. Come on. Oh my goodness. So yeah, just for the purpose, when you have these fucking study errors or stuff like that, when the indicator is not plotting correctly, you can just switch time frames. It's really easy. That's the easiest way. All right, it's just a profit taking. So it's still a bit risky getting in this. I would really like to have a breakout attempt, like a sine wave target, which I don't. So I'm just going to wait a little bit more because it's really tricky to get ahead of a bubble. Sorry. So yeah, I would kind of request a little bit of a standby in here, even though it really seems to be interesting. I've got the signal, I've got the overbought cluster, but I mean, taking care of a bubble normally gets to, we get as fucking high as we can, and normally it's a failed breakup that generally triggers the selling signal. Like, you know, back then, if you would have traded this signal, you would have had a slightly better price just waiting for the goddamn target. So I think it still works its way up for a little bit more before it actually triggers a tradable signal in this kind of context. All right, so I suggest I'm just going to wait a little bit more. What else? Gold, yes, we've been trading gold as well with the French. That doesn't mean it is a buying signal just right now, but I would say yes, it could be. As you can see in a 1-hour charts time frame, we've got a clean breakout, really clean breakout. Just wait for this to plot. Clean breakout structure. Once again, just learn the rules, how to apply the strategy, and you'll see this, how simple this is. So context, trend line, trend channel, and context with a breakout. All right, we're clearly breaking out. We're accelerating through both the trend channel and the context channel. You may wonder what the difference is between there and there and there. All right, the difference is simple. In here, you don't break through the trend channel. In here, you clearly fuck it up. This is where the breakout occurs. All right. And you need to make sure that you have a higher low and that you've maintained and traded bullish out of the trend channel. So this is exactly what we've done. So this is a purely sine wave breakout, everything we need. It would be great to have the little cross in here. I don't know why the fuck we don't have it, but still, I think it's a valid one anyway to make. All right. It would be better to have the sine wave cross in here, but still, as you can see, those are really breakout candles anyway. All right, probably pushed by a catalyst or anything like that. But yesterday, definitely we know what's been pushing prices higher. It's Wall Street. So gold could be a buy for a trend. All right, so a trend buy. So you just target the next resistance, which I think is there. All right, so don't target any further than that. So it's 1313. I think it's a decent area to target, probably no more than that. And there's a stop loss obviously below the breakout area, because if we ever had to go back there, then you really want yourself out of this game. All right, so it's a riskier trade. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. If you get in here close to this area, you target this, you put the stop loss there. So it's definitely a usual breakout trade, not complicated. Just you put the stop loss below those lows and you target 1-to-1. The WTI just basically fucked me yesterday, unable to get in there again. I wanted to sell, but man, this shit just retraced 50% and brutally reversed yesterday as well. I missed a shot totally, and I cannot get back at it right now. We do have the bearish breakdown. I don't think it's worth the shot to sell in here to target this area. So I rather like to stay side. All right, so that's stupid. That's how it is. But I mean, you cannot catch every trade. This one has been stupidly missed, even though it was anticipated, everything like that. It's just didn't trigger the alert, got out of my attention, and I just totally missed it. Euro dollar and GBP dollar, I'm still waiting for a clean breakout signal. For now, we don't have nothing. So dollar is kind of sideways playing, one day up, one day down. Today it's up versus the yen. Yesterday was the opposite. So one day up, one day down. We fuck up everyone. That's definitely what Wall Street is trying to do right now, trying to hold the ground. Even if they know that we've got freaking shit tons of speculators selling the VIX, and they better hope and brace themselves for everything to do just fine, because otherwise they'll just end up absolutely broken. And the other problem is the one we knew back now, and it's watching and for quite some time. It's the ETF sector. As you can see, Wall Street's going down. ETFs are going down, but very, very lightly compared to this. So when it goes down, we're going really low, as you can see, until, oh shit, when the panic shows up, the shit hits the fan. And this is where the guys are selling. They're selling hard when the market is bottoming up. So those guys are probably going to hold on to their shit as long as the price will remain kind of like that. They start selling when the price will be there. So better hope it never happens, because if we go there, this is where those guys will start selling. All right, so we know how dangerous the price structure is with Wall Street. We know that if anything goes wrong, it can go freakingly more wrong than what's been done so far, which has been 5% retracement, and that's no more than that, which means some bulls are still there crying for more pain, crying for more historical highs and stuff like that. And if they end up being proven wrong, they're going to be strongly and dangerously wrong-footed. All right? So very low volumes trading again. So the problem is if we don't find support, then things can turn out ugly pretty rapidly, because we got the ETF sector who can be pushing prices even further to the downside. I think the share buybacks programs have been significantly reduced everywhere. I mean, see yesterday, all the big games like Apple, do you really think they're going to keep on buying their stocks right now? I don't really think they will. So the thing is that we might have reduced amounts of share buybacks, finally figured out a top out of this. So less share buybacks, less ETF income, all those stuffs, they might be forcing prices to stay there or go lower. So anyway, I think there might be some pullbacks, but probably no more than that. And I personally remain a seller of the US stock market for the reasons I just explained. If you have a look at the sectorial analysis as well, this is the same conclusion I'm getting to. The technological sector has been like hammered yesterday, just like the discretionaries and financial. So all the big names, the big guys, they've been suffering hard yesterday. The problem is, as you can see, most of them are trading close to trend channels. So if there is such thing as a bullish trend, then normally we should see some bullish reactivation today. All right. The thing is that, is it going to happen? I'm not so sure. What we've done yesterday is closing at the lows with pretty bad support broken down. That doesn't mean we cannot have pullbacks, but it says the bulls are not really there. So the question is, normally, we shouldn't even question. Just look at how technological sector has been reactivating out of the bearish trend. All right, we tested back the trend channel, kind of worked our way out there for a little range, and it was a bullish range back then before fucking it up straight line. So if we were about to bearish range this area, so yes, some pullbacks may be expected in this area, but what if we just range bearish before bam, keep on going straight line without stops? And you know that any bearish trend has a kind of a fancy way of accelerating. So we could just be decelerating in here, losing some strength, losing some steam, but just doing it sideways, flat, before bang, getting another set of bearishness. So that's why I don't want you guys to get entirely out just because you think there will be a retracement or stuff like that and you fear of losing your gains. Oh my goodness, what if we just range and go straight trend afterwards? If we do this, then if you get the fuck out and if you miss the breakout trade, then you'll just be there crying that you missed the shot, even though you did a great job in the beginning. So I would say all those of you who've been selling the tops, all right, or close to the tops, in the SPX and stuff like that, if you've got selling entries up there, what the fuck would you just get them out? You partial profit take out of them, that's all you can do. I myself, I've been taking 50% off the table at the moment, so yesterday I profit took, but that's it, all right? I still have 50% in the game, and I don't want to do any more than 50% profit taking, because I think there is a lot more gain to expect. So yes, I certainly do expect some retracement. We could go up to this area or even a deeper retracement back to 76%. Wouldn't necessarily be surprising, all right? But still, if we do this, I think to me, it's just going to be interesting whereas we will ratio to sell again and just to pile up some other selling actions with decent risk rewards. And when I sell in here, if it goes up, I take another tiny loss. But still, at that point, I've been paying for my losses, my previous losses in Wall Street, all right? Which means just this bearish drop down with all the equities I have, I've been making 15% gain, all right? So the 15% losses the goddamn guys in Wall Street took away from me a few weeks ago, I'm back in the game, fuckers. I got my money back, and if you end up losing your shit, then I'll be there to take even more from you. So that's exactly my point of view at the moment. I'm still bearish because I think if anything goes wrong, there's a lot more to catch up on. But if it doesn't, then we might just range in here for a bit. So ranging, I'm profit taking to cover for this loss, for this potential risk, and I'll be ready to sell again any signal I have. So for now, I do nothing. I'm just waiting to see how it goes, how far we could retrace and stuff like that. So I'm just letting it go, all right? We got to the 23% Fibonacci retracement target that we saw long ago. We got there. The next target will be 38% Fib. I don't nearly think we're going to go there straight line, but it's a possibility. I mean, today everybody thinks we're going to just retrace. What if we just go straight line to 38 Fib? I mean, I see absolutely no problem with that. So that's the reason why you must be a seller any fucking way. That doesn't mean you sell to get there. All it says is that if we go there, you want to be part of the train. You want to be on board. Simple as that. Anyway, my yen profit takings as well, I may have been taking them just one day too soon. I should have waited for later yesterday to take them instead of yesterday morning. Would have enjoyed some nice gains, but still I think what we're trading right now is exactly what we were trading later yesterday. All right, so I basically profit took at the same prices approximately that we were trading yesterday. All right, so that's no big deal. I just missed the shot with this. Could have had better prices, but that's none of my concerns. AUDNZD, we've been talking about that. The dollar is still problematic. I've been taking this tiny trade on the gold. It's hard to say how it's going to end up. I'm closely watching out the cryptos, and like I said, Bitcoins, I'm definitely going to have a look at this one in a 1 hour chart time frame. So that doesn't mean you need to look at your charts real time. Just put a goddamn alert and wait for them to trigger. Regarding the junks, they've been fucked up literally yesterday. Just look at that, all right? Bam. We're definitely out of the bullish context. That's what we were fearing, kind of having a support in here to trend. We don't have that, all right? So now we fucked it up and we are heading, so some more bearishness is possible out of the junk bonds, and you know how it may end up. So if this is about to go there, then this is panic selling along the way, all right? We're pretty fucking far from there. We might be early preparing for bearish trend to come. So don't take my word for granted. Don't say we will go down. We may do it, and if we do, then we might expect some sideways action, some hesitation before losing, kind of cutting some slack to the bulls, to the bears just a bit. All right, the bulls will try to retrace, and if they fail, and if we go bear again, this is where we're going to lock in some very ugly bearish trades. That's pretty much it. I think I said it all. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. I might not necessarily be able to make a podcast tomorrow. I'll keep you posted if I'm ready to, but I just don't take that for granted. And if you see nothing published by the end of the day, don't be surprised. That would be just absolutely normal. Anyway, I'll try to catch up on you with this on Discord and stuff like that. I've seen that you guys were liking the stuff in there, so I'm definitely getting a lot more accent, and I'm going to do this as long as possible. That's definitely the best way. It's educational. We can anticipate the trades. We can take them together. So yes, Discord is the way to go, and this is how we're going to do it in the future. Anyway, like I said, we're also the 14th of May, so I'm going to try doing everything I can to just work the final correction for the previous MCQ test probably tomorrow, and I'll try working my ass off the next one ASAP, of course, as well.